I mean, is there a better time in sports? Seriously. The NBA season is just 6 days away, and this season we're going to see lots of stars. What?
There actually is a better time in sports. Next week, once the NBA season starts.
I'm looking forward. I'm really looking forward to
It's
it.
just like an expression to start the segment, all right? One of the biggest trades of the offseason was the acquisition of Bradley Beal by the Suns. Beal now joins KD and Devin Booker as the new big three in Phoenix. KD asked them, how can you
You
stop
can't guard all of us at once, So it's, especially when guys like Book can command a double team, myself, Brad can command double teams. It's going to be tough on the backside. So we play fundamentally sound ball. Don't turn the ball over. Rebound. We've been in solid shape on offense.
All right, here's the deal. KD's got a point. Over the last 5 seasons, Durant, Beal, and Booker all ranked top 10 in the NBA in scoring. Stephen A., how big of a problem will the Suns be?
I think the Suns are going to be a major problem. I think that you can make a legitimate argument that they should be the favorites coming out of West, even though the reigning defending champion Denver Nuggets should have something to say about that. They've got the best player in basketball. They've got a superstar, as far as I'm concerned, Jamal Murray. He's big time, particularly in big games. And more importantly, they've got the level of chemistry and synergy that everybody else is looking for. So that's the reason I wouldn't put the Suns as the favorites. But when you look at their talent and their ability to score on anybody, I think that comes into play. When you look at the highly motivated Frank Vogel getting fired as the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, highly incentivized to make a difference, defense being his signature, you don't expect them to struggle as much as they did defensively last year, particularly with the departure of Monty Williams. I take all of those things into consideration, and I say to myself, Kevin Durant is still one of the superstars in this game. Devin Booker, to me, is a big-time star, and Bradley Beal is a big-time scorer. The combination of the three, offense is not going to be a problem for this team, and I think the absence, Doggy, of DeAndre Ayton, who really didn't want to be there, and he had somewhat of a truculent personality when it came to being there and being a part of that franchise. To get him out of there, to have a guy like Yusuf Nurkic up in there with this three-headed offensive monster, I definitely think that the Phoenix Suns are going to have something to say about supremacy within the Western Conference.
I agree with that, Stevie, and I think they will be a very dangerous team. But here's the thing about Phoenix. They got to win it all. Enough of this, Phoenix. We lose Game 7 to Dallas. We lose the series to Denver. There's a lot of pressure on the Suns to get. They fired the head coach. Yep. They let Paul walk. They make the big trade for Beal. They bring Durant in last year. How about the Suns go out there and win they've never won a championship. How about the Suns go out there and win a championship one of these days and not get blown out by Dallas in a Game 7, not go play in Milwaukee and lose 4 straight games, not play to Denver and lose in 6 games and get killed in Game 6. Phoenix is a team that has all the firepower in the world, but for whatever the reason, they have been very disappointing in the postseason, and they have gotten away with it. This year they can't. Phoenix needs to win it all. We'll see if this kind of crew can get that job done. So be a lot of pressure on the Suns.
Well, you're right. You're right in terms of them not being able to get away with it. But I also think we need to be careful about judging Kevin Durant too harshly about last season. He only played 8 games with them, really, until the playoffs began. And so we got to take that into consideration. Fair. And there was no cohesiveness whatsoever. We anticipate that that's not going to be a problem this upcoming season. They have no excuse so long as they don't get injured. You're right.
All right, in the West, there's several teams we could obviously see making a run, while in the East, there may be less, but those top teams are headlined by the Celtics and Bucks as the favorites to now win it all. Stephen A., which path to the finals is harder? Is it the East or the West?
I'm going to sit up there and say the West. And the reason why I say the West is because there are more threats out West. I think it's a 2-horse race within the Eastern Conference, Doggy, between the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks. It really comes down to that. Out West, you could say Denver. You could say the Lakers. You could say the Clippers, if healthy. You can say the Phoenix Suns. And then you got teams on the outside looking in. Let's not ignore the Sacramento Kings. Even though they were bounced in the first round by the Golden State Warriors, we saw them on the come up. De'Aaron Fox basically evolve into a star in this league. Sabonis, something to be reckoned with, even though he couldn't hit the backside of a bomb from the perimeter. We get that part. But they've got some young pieces in place. They were exceptionally well coached by Mike Brown last year, the coach of the year. I take that into consideration, okay? I can't ignore that. And I'm just looking at that's about 5 teams right there. And we can't ignore some of the guys on the outside, like Golden State. They need some size, but you do have Chris Paul backing up. He's going to be playing up there. So he might start, but he's going to play with that second unit. Kuminga, Moody, help elevate their level of play. They picked up some additional big bodies as well. You got to see what they do. I've got 6 teams legitimately in the Western Conference picture. In the Eastern Conference, I only have 2.
100% right. Plus, the bottom half of the West is harder. Dallas, Oklahoma City. There are some teams. Minnesota, who won a game against Denver last year in the playoffs. Right. The only team that had done that for a while. So that Western Conference bottom half is better than the East's bottom half. Well, who knows which teams will play in the play-in in that East. So I like the Nets or a team like that. So from that standpoint, I agree with Steve 100%. West is much harder than the East. 100% right.
Quickly, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this upcoming NBA season?
I'm incredibly excited. A scale of 1 to 10, I tell you a 10. And the reason why I say a 10 is that I think that some of the attention has been brought to bear down upon the NBA in terms of players being more involved, taking the regular season more seriously. Yeah. I think that, combined with so many teams being in a position to compete for a championship, the eye of the storm is going to be down upon the NBA. Then you got Ja Morant. We even mentioned Memphis. Yeah, he's suspended for 25 games. Yep. But Marcus Smart is there now. Steven Adams and Brandon Clark are going to be back after their injuries last year. If they don't get injured last year, the Lakers don't bounce them out in that first round the way that they did.
100%.
And Ja Morant's going to come back with a vengeance. I'm paying attention to all of that.
Plus the rule changes. We're going to be seeing more of the stars. We got that. We just talked
to
the
little tournament.
about it.
The little
tournament in Vegas. So
can I bring this up real quick? I'm very, very happy. I wanted to ask that question to the commissioner when he was on First Take earlier about doctors and the analytical department. Because the players have been very, very keen about it ain't always our fault. They're coming to us and telling us they don't want us to play. And so bringing that attention brought down upon, maybe that'll be another reason we'll see more players playing more during the regular season as well, we hope.
I don't even like the 65 games. That's 20% of your season. I think they should play more than that. How about 72, 73? I think the limit's not even high enough.
I don't mind 70.
You don't mind?
I don't mind 70.
70. So you don't like 65, you like to go up 5 games. All right, that's fair.
And by the way, if you're going to miss games, miss home games. Don't miss road
I agree,
games.
Because the fans are paying you the one time you visit. So miss the home games and you're there for 40 games. Right. But I'm with Steve. I'm looking forward to the NBA an awful lot. You will help me with a little over-under action. We'll have some fun there.
That's right.
And we'll have some
Always comes
and
back
don't miss.
to
Well, that's fun. It keeps into it.
And don't miss bunches. And don't miss bunches like a bunch of y'all out at the same time. None of that.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching us, guys. Be sure to watch First Take Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. on ESPN. Be sure to check out more exclusive First Take debates right here on YouTube. Have a fabulous day, everyone. We will see you tomorrow morning.